All right, let's get right into it. Think about this. In any organization, there are a handful of accounts that hold all the power. I mean, they can change anything, see everything. So how do you control the keys to your entire digital kingdom? Well, today we're going to break down exactly that.
Just let that sink in for a second. Instead of having this all-powerful master key just lying around 24/7, what if the key literally materialized in your hand only when you walk up to a specific door for a specific reason, and then poof, it vanishes the second you're done? This one idea, it's at the heart of a huge shift in how we secure our most critical stuff. So, to really get why this whole vanishing key thing is so important, we have to talk about a major change in cybersecurity. You know the old idea of a digital fortress? Big walls, a moat, all that? Yeah, that's gone. The game has changed. The new perimeter, the new wall we have to defend, isn't the network anymore. It's our identity. And this quote from Microsoft just nails it. It's not about where you are anymore, it's about who you are. I mean, think about it. We're all working from home, from coffee shops, from everywhere, on all sorts of devices. Your identity has become the new front door. That is what we have to protect now. And the philosophy for defending this new perimeter? It's called zero trust. And it's a really simple but powerful idea. Never trust, always verify. You just assume that a breach isn't a matter of if, but when. So you don't automatically trust any request, even if it's coming from inside your own house. Zero trust really boils down to these three things. You verify every single access attempt, no exceptions. You assume you're already compromised and build your security to limit the blast radius. And, this is the big one for us today, you use least privilege access. It's simple. You only give people just enough access to do their jobs, and absolutely nothing more. Okay, so if identity is the new front door and least privilege is the #1 rule, then we've got to face the biggest challenge to that whole model, those super powerful administrator accounts. You know, the true keys to the kingdom. So what's the single biggest weak spot in this new identity-driven world? What is it that keeps security pros up at night? It's not some crazy, super complex attack. Nope. It's something way simpler and way more common. It's this: permanent privileges. An admin account that is always on, always active, always has the highest level of permissions. It's a permanent key that can unlock every single door all the time. And if a hacker gets their hands on that one key, it is game over. This really shows you the before and after picture, right? We're moving away from the old way, standing access, where power is permanent, to a brand new model of zero standing access. Privileges are only given out just in time and only for as long as you actually need them. So how do we actually do this? How do we make those powerful keys disappear when they're not needed? Well, this is where the hero of our story enters the scene: privileged identity management, or as everyone calls it, PIM. PIM is the tool that makes this whole new way possible. Its entire job is to give out what's called just-in-time and just-enough access. The best way to think about it is like a super secure digital vault. It holds all the powerful admin roles and only hands them out for a little while, on an as-needed basis. Okay, this is the most important concept to get. Without PIM, a global admin is active. They have full power, 24/7. But with PIM, that same person is now just eligible. They don't have the power by default. They have to actually ask for it. And their eligibility is what gives them the right to even ask in the first place. Big difference. Now, that all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like for an admin who's just trying to get their job done? Let's walk through what happens. The process is actually beautifully simple and super secure. An eligible user, let's say it's you go to a portal and request to turn on your role. You have to type in a reason, like, why do you need this power right now? Then you have to prove it's really you, usually with multi-factor authentication on your phone. If everything checks out, boom, you got the role, but only for a set time, like maybe 2 hours. And when that time is up, your access just vanishes automatically. Here's a perfect example. You hire a contractor for a 2-week project and they need some high-level access. Instead of making them a permanent admin, which is a huge risk, you just make them eligible for the role. For those 2 weeks, they can turn on the permissions when they need to work, and then it turns off. After the project's over, their eligibility is automatically revoked. No lingering access and no cleanup for your IT team to forget to do. And PIM is just packed with all these security controls. You can force MFA for every single activation. You can even require a manager to approve the request before a really critical role is granted. You can set those strict time limits. You can schedule regular access reviews to make sure only the right people are still eligible. And every single thing, every request, every approval, every activation is logged, so you have a full audit trail. So let's bring this all home. Why isn't PIM just some nice-to-have feature? Why is it becoming something you absolutely have to have for modern security?
It's because PIM is the thing that actually enforces that zero trust rule of least privilege. It's one thing to talk about giving people minimum access, but PIM is what makes it a real, automated process for your most powerful accounts. It basically turns a security philosophy into something you can actually do.
At the end of the day, it really just comes down to this. PIM helps you get control over your admin access, which massively reduces your risk, and it gives you a whole new level of accountability.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Right now, in your organization, those permanent, all-powerful keys, they probably exist. So the question PIM forces all of us to ask is a simple one. Are you really comfortable with who's holding them, knowing they're holding them all the time?